Hi, this is Ladey from Keep Unfrozen and Pink Parties Press. I trust you had a good summer, had a good holiday. In Britain, we had a lot of rain this year, and obviously we've been watching some storms overseas. But in between the rain, we had some wonderful, sunny, glorious days. We didn't go away this year, but we spent a lot of time going out and about, and we had some major family events like Sophia, our granddaughter's christening, and some lovely, lovely times with them as a family and time with my daughters. So it's been really, really good. Hope you've had the same. I now know why ministers and preachers often use their children and their family situation as examples when they talk, because it's being in that life moment that you should think, oh my goodness, that Bible verse now makes sense. We had some time, really being able to concentrate on Sophia, our granddaughter. And because we're not the parent, we're not rushing around trying to do all other things. It means we literally sit there with her. We sit there, love on her, and observe her. And she has started her next development. She is 10 months old. So she's gone from the sitting into the crawling. Yay! It's something we've all longed for her to crawl. But of course, her crawling comes with consequences, and she's getting into everything. She's also trying to stand and watching that whole concentration as she, has to stand everywhere, and what she will do with her body to make sure she gets into that standing position is quite incredible. And she's also learned to shrug her shoulders. And that shrugging of shoulders is quite funny watching her do it. She's so surprised when she does it. But of course, there's places we don't want her to go now. So we barricade the room, we put the sofas across to stop her and things in the way so she doesn't get to the electricity points for her safety, so she doesn't go into areas we don't want her to go in. Naturally, that's exactly where she wants to go. And if she sees a gap, she heads for it. And it's the head goes down and the little hands and the feet start the crawling, but it's head on. And I was just quite fascinated with this, because what happens, she goes head on into the gap to get through. She hasn't got the strength, but she thinks she has. So she's pushing to get through an immovable object, something that we've put in the way. And we put it in the way for her protection. But she doesn't know that. So she screams, she cries, she gets frustrated, she gets angry, because she can't get her way. She can't do what it is she wants to do. And when I saw this little bundle trying to do this, and I was pulling her out to redirect her, to give her another idea, to go into a different direction, I wondered, is this what it's like for God? That we constantly headstrong, like Peter, the Apostle Peter, hits his way and off he goes, to suddenly think, oh, this is what you meant, or I shouldn't have done this. Because when we do things in our own strength, we often become stuck, or unstuck, as the saying goes. But our area means somebody has to come and rescue us. We have to do something else to get out of the mess. So baby, you can't do anything else. Someone else has to do it for you. And that's a bit like God's rescuing us, God's salvation. God sent an angel, and in Zechariah, it tells us about the angel visiting I can never say it, Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel. What a wonderful name. The Bible is full of these wonderful names. And he told him that he would succeed. He would succeed in what he was trying to do, but not by military, right, and might, and not by his own strength, but by the Spirit. Isn't that interesting? Again, we are told it's not our own strength that's in this, it's God's strength. In Philippians, for it's God, not our own strength, who is effective at work. in what we do, both at will and at work, but which means it's strengthening and energizing and creating in us the longing and the ability to fulfill our purposes for God's glory, for God's pleasure. It's interesting when we forget that. And we think, all right, yes, we are on this line. We know that it's in the laws, and we think this door is going to open, and we go to open that door. It's a closed door, but we think it should be open. So we pound on it, we headbutt it, we push forward. And sometimes that door does open. It's opened by our force. But what's on the other side is not really for us. It's not what God wanted for us. And we end up having to retreat or find ourselves in a mess and having to go in a different direction when God goes, there's the path I want you to go on. Go there instead. Have my love, have my protection. But ask first. Don't know about you, but I can give lots of stories where I haven't asked first. I haven't prayed about something and I thought, oh, this is the way. Off I go, to find that actually I shouldn't have done that. So what are your before and after stories? Have you got examples of times when you've gone, in your strength, this is where I want to go, and then thought, did this wrong, compared with times when you've prayed about it a little bit before, thought about it, had a bit more consideration, and then gone for it, or chosen not to go for it, in fact? Well, I'm sure I shall have lots more stories that come up through observing my granddaughter. And I am so blessed. So I thank God for her and just want him to be in her life like he is in ours. So this is Ladey. Keep unfrozen. And if you're writing, keep writing.